Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. Today, I had the pleasure and privilege of interviewing Cassie Howard. She is a business mentor for women and has been in the online space for over a decade. She has built an 8-figure online coaching business and continues to shatter her own records year after year. When I first started in the industry, she was one of my first business mentors, and I truly love her fun and interesting approach to money and business strategy. In this episode, you're going to hear me ask her about what to be focusing on to hit your first 6 figures, what she projects to be something to focus on in 2025 and beyond, how to sell multiple offers a day and keep track of everything that she's selling. And we also talked more about her anti-sales page approach and so much more. You're going to love this episode so much. I really appreciate you listening, and I'll see you again next week. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I have a very special guest. I'm kind of fangirling here today. I have Cassie Howard. So Cassie is a 8-figure business strategist. She is just, when I first started many years ago, she was I would even say back then, the OG of business coaches. And I took a lot of her courses. I learned so much from her. And so I wanted to have her on my podcast today. So welcome, Cassie.
Thank you so much. This is so fun.
Well, Cassie, would you mind just kind of giving people a brief introduction? Like, how did you get started in all of this? And what led you down to this path of now being an 8-figure business strategist?
Yeah, it's funny because the reason I got into this is because somebody else said to me, you should be a business coach. And I had never in a million years heard of coaching. Like, what is coaching? I thought it was only related to sports, like sports coaches. I was like, what is that? And as soon as I found the coaching industry, it's like I just knew this is where I'm meant to be. And when I first started, my brand was originally called Money Making Mama. Like my goal was to speak specifically to stay-at-home moms because I was a stay-at-home mom for so many years and I was making money already online. And I knew that lots of other moms would want to learn how to do that. So that's where I started before I just worked with all kinds of business owners, but that's where it was for me. And once I started to do this work and I started to talk about social media and selling and building a brand and all these things, it just all clicked for me. Like, this is where I've been meant to be for a long time. This is home for me.
So tell me, what was your first business? Because I know that was so, I guess, it inspired a lot of like where you are now.
Well, my first business was actually a cupcake business.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, out of my own home. Like, that was my first one. But it was short-lived because I realized that's too much work. Too much manual labor for me. And then I was in the adult industry, and then I worked in like the coupon frugal living industry before I came into the coaching space.
I remember your post back in the day where you were talking about how like you learned so much from being in the adult industry. I'd love for you to kind of briefly talk about that. If you guys are around your kids, it's okay. I'm sure she's not going to say anything too crazy.
I will do my best. No, it's fine. So the biggest thing that I learned was really about personal branding. Like, I got paid to be me. Like, that's all that my clients wanted, was to see and talk to me. And so I didn't realize it until many, many years later, but that's essentially what it was. Even though I was performing a service, it honestly felt like I was showing up to just talk to friends because everybody was pretty normal, believe it or not. And we're pretty decent humans. So like, I just get paid to talk to people on the internet and take some pictures like that. That's it. And so I learned a lot about being myself and allowing myself to really just be me, because that's what my clients really wanted. I had heard from many of them that so many people in that industry were very let's just say polished. Like they looked like perfection, but in reality, it was just makeup and, like a professional makeup artist, a hairstylist, fancy outfits. Like that's all it really was. It was like a costume. And they wanted more like realistic girl next door kind of people. And that was me because, again, it was too much work to be a model. I was like, I don't want that. I just want to be me. And so that was where I really first learned about that. But then the other things that I learned were consistency, actually showing up every day and selling my offers and being present. And then selling, I guess, would be the other thing, is actually letting myself sell, because the things that I was selling, when I wouldn't sell, my clients would get annoyed. They'd say, I haven't bought anything in a while. Like, do you have anything new I want to buy? And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm allowed to sell more things. And so creating multiple offers and having different, things that people could buy at different price points, a lot of that came in as well. Like there's so many lessons from that space.
The one thing that you do so brilliantly is selling every day, but also selling multiple offers a day. So I'd love to hear about your process with that.
Yeah. So the way that I do it now, because it was really overwhelming in the beginning, as fun as it was, but I have different offers that I'm selling, but I'm not delivering them. This is the key. Like I'm not selling something and then, okay, now I have to go deliver it. And then I sell another thing. I also have to deliver that. I'm selling something that's happening now. I'm selling something that I have to deliver soon. I'm selling something that I don't have to deliver for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I'm selling something that's already been created and I don't have to do anything else. Like I'm selling various things that don't all need to be completed and delivered immediately. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I kind of noticed that, like I kind of picked up on like, this is the thing that's going on like today. If you want to get in now, like it's starting literally tomorrow, then like, you have like other things that you're sprinkling in. So brilliant. Exactly. I think a lot of people get really overwhelmed though, especially when you're first starting to think that there's all these different avenues for you to be making money. So on your back end, like I know that you have assistants and stuff now to like help you with all of that, but like, how do you I guess keep track of all that?
So at first it was all in my head, which I do not recommend, but it really did make sense to me. Mm-hmm. But once I did bring in my team, they were like, that's not going to work for us. Like we need to know what's going on. So we actually just have a very simple Google sheet. That's it. Like nothing fancy. It's all in Google. So, and it's categorized. So there's like different tabs for the sheet. So it'll be, here's all the recorded programs. Here's the recorded masterclasses. Here's recorded audios. Here's the different master minds that are available, if any. Here's the one-on-one options that are available. Like it's all listed in a Google Sheet, which also includes like payment links and then links to the delivery if needed. Like if it's going to be in a Facebook group or something, the link to the Facebook group will be there too. So it's all in one place and it keeps things really easy and organized.
I know that you're a big fan of sales pages that don't actually have anything on them. It's literally just like the name of the program.
The anti-sales page, sales page. Yes.
Because I bought programs from you where I'm like, I don't know. She said one sentence and I'm in. I don't even know what it was. How did that come about? And like, I don't know, like, I guess it's like take it that for me is like guts to sit there and go, I'm literally just going to have one word on the sales page. And if you want it, great. If you don't, I guess how do you, I don't know. In my mind, it's like, how are you making money with like not having a lot of details on these pages?
There's a couple things I want to say about this. So first and foremost, people don't need a lot of details if the energy is right. Like when I would sell things and I would be really hesitant or like I wasn't super confident or I thought people wouldn't pay that price or I wasn't excited about the offer, it didn't matter what I said about it. Like nobody's going to buy it. It has to be, this is something I'm genuinely excited about. You can feel my excitement. You're like, I don't know what this is, but I want whatever she's having. Like that seems good to me. And they're in. But my main thing and the main reason why I stopped doing sales pages, because I used to, was it just took too much time. I had so many different offers. I was like, I do not have enough hours in the day to make all the sales pages for all the offers that I have. And I just want to simplify things. So what if I just have a page with the name of the offer? And that is actually a really key piece that most people don't realize is most of my offers the title of the offer is very descriptive of what the offer is. So it's pretty clear. Like my newest offer is 5 days to 50K. Take a guess what that's about. Like it's pretty obvious what we're doing in this offer. Like it's so clear. And I do now have on some of my pages, not most of them, but on some, I have details like my memberships and stuff where it's like I'm always promoting these. I want to put a little bit more effort into those pages. But again, it's just basic information. It's here's what it's about. Here's who it's for. Here's what's included. That's it. Like, here's the expectations. And then that's all that's there. But there's no big, long sales page. I've just found that they're not necessary. I don't read sales pages. If somebody is selling something, they're probably going to be describing it on social media before they even send you to the sales page. So once I get to the sales page, I'm already sold. I'm just looking for the payment button. Because if I wasn't already sold and already interested, I wouldn't be going to the sales page. If I had questions, I'd probably just message them and ask clarifying questions. I'm not going to go to a sales page for that.
I love that. Yeah, I'm getting to that point where, I don't have a ton of time and I have a lot of things that I want to offer. So it's like spending an hour or even a day trying to create a sales page, sometimes just, and I don't have a team. So it's not like I can be like, hey, quickly just write this up for me.
Yeah.
So no, I love
there
that.
There are some simple things too. Like I used to use, I think it's called Lead Pages. I used to use that to make my pages. I don't know. I don't use them, so I'm not sure of all of them, but I'm sure that there's places that you can like get templates and stuff, which will make it easier if you really do want a sales page. There's nothing wrong with having sales pages. I personally just don't want, don't want them.
I feel like the last few things I've bought from people have been like Google Docs. It's not even a sales page. It's like a photo and then like a few details and a payment link. It's like, wow, let's just keep it simple, right?
Yeah,
Don't overthink it.
Most people overthink it, they overcomplicate it, and because they're so overwhelmed, they don't take action, and then they wonder why they're not making any money. Nobody's buying. It's like, well, you're overthinking everything, which is leading to inaction, and lack of action leads to lack of results.
Yeah, I'm doing a program right now. It's just called Making Moves. And like every day they're getting sales prompts, like content prompts, just do something, like just take an action today.
Yes.
And like these women are doing so great in this program. And a lot of them just been like, I'll do like, I might post once a week about my offer. And I'm like, that's just not enough. So I'm all about taking action and messy action. So a lot of my audience that's listening right now, they're trying to get to their first 6 figures. And I know you can pretty much make 6 figures in a day. Hooray, Cassie. Cassie's like, I can post today and I'm making all this money. Like, what would you say it would be the strategy to get to that first 6 figures?
So the main thing that you want to do is to build up your recurring income. And the reason that this is so important, and this is something I did not do, so learn from my mistakes, is that it is going to allow you to eventually get to the 6 figures and then more easily get to the multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, multiple 7 figures without the stress of needing to hit that 6 figures. So that's the big thing. But then you want to have a relatively diverse offer suite with different offers at different price points that can really serve your clients and your customers no matter what level they're at. So instead of just having a bunch of high ticket offers, have a couple of high ticket offers, have some that are more mid-tier price point, have some low ticket offers, and then have some entry level offers that are like under $100, under $50, like really, really low offers, just to get people inside. And then the real secret, that's not a secret, is selling behind the scenes. So the majority of my sales do not come from me posting on social media. It's what happens once people are already inside of my world. Once they've already bought something or they've joined my email list for whatever reason, and they're kind of going through my money pathways behind the scenes, and they see offer after offer after offer, because every single thing that I sell, there is always a next thing. It's never just, okay, here's the thing you bought, enjoy. It's here's the thing you bought, enjoy. And then once you're done, make sure you come into this thing, because this will be the next step into, XYZ. So you've got to know where the end point is for your buyers. Like, where is it that they ultimately want to end up? And then what are all of the things that they're going to need to know, to learn, to implement, to integrate in order to get there? those are your offers. And then you break those offers down into micro offers. Now you have this big, long client journey where people are buying offer after offer after offer after offer.
So even if you have a small audience, you're just literally selling them into something else, which I think
there's just another thing. Yes. And then you can also even have like an upgraded version of some of those things, probably not for everything. So if one next step is a program on a particular topic, there can be that program, which is one, but then there's a VIP tier to that program where they also get a coaching call with you, or there's a VIP tier where they get multiple coaching calls with you and a group mastermind or something. Like you start to kind of branch out and have offers inside of offers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one of the things, when you first get started, like, because you're just so like trying to hone in on your methodology and like making sure that you get the proof of concept phase. Like I think a lot of people are going through that in that first year or so, just having that confidence in their ability to actually just get them results. So they don't even think, oh, I can get them into something else after this.
Yeah, you've got to think big picture.
Yeah. So yeah, I completely understand that. And just I guess a brilliant way to sit there and go, well, how do I take this from 6 figures now to 7 figures? It's like, you got to keep selling them into something else. I know when you first started, like, you were doing ads, you were in Facebook groups, like you were doing a lot of things. Like somebody right now who like pretty much has 0 followers and is like starting from scratch, like how would you say like, hey, this is how to blow up your following. This is how to get more people into your audience.
The main thing that I did and still to this day continue to do is masterminds and Facebook groups. So my very first mastermind that I did was actually just a free mastermind of people who were like, we should all get together like virtually and talk about our business and support each other. So even if you don't have a lot of money to invest, there's lots of ways, but Facebook groups have been huge for me. Like just going into the groups where I know my ideal client is hanging out and just be there, like show up and obviously comment on posts that, you feel a connection to, but also share your own things, share your stories, your lessons, your breakthroughs, your wins, your celebrations, like all of these things, not selling or anything like that, but just, I guess, kind of sort of selling yourself without selling, like just being in there. And it gives you that visibility. Soft selling. Exactly. Like that's really what it is. And yes, you can do things like paid ads. I dabbled in that at the very beginning for like, I don't know, 3 months and was like, no, thanks. But you can do that if you want to. What's the other thing I was going to say? Oh, and then any kind of free thing. So like a freebie of some kind, a free masterclass, a PDF, something. Yes, you can do that, but you still need to promote it to someone. There still needs to be a way for people to find it before they can opt in. So what I do quite often with those, what I've always done is to have a way where people share. So they've opted in, your current audience, they've opted into this free thing. Then they share to their audience that they've opted in. Now your free offer is getting visibility in front of their audience. So I love to do giveaways and stuff with that, which encourages people to share even more. So that's another way. But the goal is really to start playing on other people's playgrounds, which basically just means be inside of other people's groups and spaces and just be present in there. Let yourself be seen.
I love that. So in 2025 or even beyond, like what do you feel is going to be trending in the next year or two?
Oh God, finally, authenticity, like real, true authenticity, like people showing up and just saying what they want to say, what they've been biting their tongue on, the things that they've been wanting to post about, they showing up real. Like I've recently started showing up with no makeup because I can't be bothered. like fresh face.
I'll do my hair, but like this isn't gonna happen.
See, I'm the opposite. I'll sometimes put makeup on, but I don't care shit about my hair. Like all these things, like showing up just real. And it's like really letting people see you as if you were best friends and you really trusted this person. You were vulnerable in front of this person. How would you be showing up? How would people put on this mask, I guess we'll say, of who they think they need to be to impress people, who they think they need to be seen as professional or whatever. And I've done all those things. And I realized, number one, I don't enjoy it. Number two, it's a lot more work than just being myself. And number three, being myself makes me way more money. Anytime I show up, just me, just barefaced me, I get so much more engagement. And anytime I get more engagement, it pushes my offers out to more people and more people start buying. So just bringing back authenticity. I've noticed it a little bit this year. Like people are being a little bit more upfront about who they really are and what they really think and believe and all these things. And I think it's going to continue, I hope.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask you a kind of a silly and maybe personal question. So you can tell me to F off if it's not. What are you doing with all your money?
Oh God.
She's making all this money. What are you doing with all of it?
I honestly put a lot of it back into my business. Like I pay my team really well. I have always have mentorship long-term. And then so my husband and I have investments outside of the business. That's what he does for a living. So don't ask me what that looks like. I have no clue. I just here's a big chunk of money. Go make it more. Turn this into more money. And he works his magic. So we invest a lot in stocks and, that kind of thing. So that's where most of it goes. And then I also have charities that I'm really fond of that I give to, but then I'm also building a really big pot of money so that I can start my own charity, which will be my animal sanctuary.
Oh, I love that. Do you have a room in your house where you just lay in money? I would love to see some of those photos.
No, but I should. Thank you for that idea.
Should.
I actually have 2 briefcases stuffed full of money, like fake money, but fake money. And I was like, I feel like I should get in a bath with this, but I think that's kind of been overdone. Like so many people have done the bathtub with money. What if I fill a whole room with money? Thank you for the idea. This is brilliant.
Oh, I love that. Well, any last words of wisdom, Cassie?
Go do something bold and messy today and every day, because it really is about action. Like you were saying, it really is. You can plan as much as you want, but if you don't actually take action on the things that you're planning and the things that you're really desiring, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen for you. You're not going to get anywhere near where you want to be. You won't get close at all, and you'll never experience it. So go take action. It does not have to be perfect. In fact, it's better if it's not.
Thank you. Yeah, I think my audience really needed to hear that today because I get stuck in information paralysis, or my hair needs to look a certain way. The imposter syndrome is all just at an all-time high. And so just taking messy action. Well, thank you, Cassie. I appreciate it. And where can people follow you? How can they get a chance to know you more?
I think Instagram's probably the best place. Just Cassie Howard Biz on Instagram.
Awesome. All right. I'll make sure to put the link in the show notes. Well, thank you so much. It's just been such a pleasure chatting with you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison Henderson _coach. That's ALLISON Henderson _coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.